Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Love is Blind Season 7, Episode 9. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. I don't know about y'all, but this is the episode that I've been waiting for, okay? We finally get down to business, okay? We're gonna start with Tyler and, what's her name now? Ashley. They talk about kids again, and it's important to know how many times they've talked about kids. Pay attention.
Speak.
I couldn't have asked for a better, not stepchild.
7 kids.
I'm not shaking on it.
4.
2.
You said I get to name the boy if we have a boy. We're trying to have kids now.
We're not trying. I might lose my mind if I get married and I'm pregnant.
Wait a damn minute. Hold on, because Tyler has mentioned before wanting a pod baby. I didn't know he wanted to try while on the show. My mind starts to spiral and think, was he trying to trap her with a pregnancy? So that when he drops all the information and more information comes out about him, she kind of feels trapped. And before y'all say I'm reaching, obviously I'm reaching. Come on now, it's a show, guys. We're just bantering, okay? But in the Switzerland version, this happened. A guy was expecting a child. And then by the reunion, the lady he married was also expecting a child. So he had 2 kids under one. You're a menace. Allegedly. Ashley says that Tyler's dog is a great stepchild. And I said, well, happy to hear it, babes, because at this point you got 4. That makes 4. The way I feel, like, of course, we're watching a show and it's all bants and stuff, but like, I feel for Ashley so much because the way Tyler spoke about it on the show and the way it's being talked about on the outside, he's a dirty stinking liar. Absolutely he is. So yeah, we're gonna wait for that that conversation is coming. Hannah and Nick are arguing again. Well, not arguing, but they're, having a little tiff about this whole cooking thing. And yes, Hannah is very particular. She has a takeover spirit. But Nick, you're kind of giving dead weight, babes.
I don't see any pasta in here.
No, it's in the cabinets. You just heat it to a boil. You're the one who told me you cook.
I do. Right, it's been a while.
I've got it. Don't worry. You're good. Just take a seat.
I could figure it out. I don't want to upset you. Would you like me to pour you a glass?
Yes, of course. Be
A bitch boy.
I need a bitch boy.
I want someone who's gonna put me on my place and kind of tell me what's up.
So domesticated.
That's what happens when you're unemployed, right? Oh, I can't be me too.
If I say the same level of thing back, it's like a problem.
Right.
That's fair.
20th time, it's like, okay.
So at this point in the episode, I didn't know if Hannah had more siblings than just a sibling that we met here, but she seems like she's the oldest. And like I said about, I almost called her Janae. What is her name? Alex. Wow. Similar to what I said about Alex, I'm now understanding a little bit more why they move the way that they move. Being the eldest daughter tends to come with this like sense of wanting to control because your parents forced you to be in control at such a young age. Like you're now like that, Birth order plays a big deal. I want to go, if I go and do my master's, I want to touch on birth order because even in my family, we are like the quintessential example of how much the birth order affects you. Truly. We truly are. But yeah, seeing that she is the older sister makes a lot of sense. Now, Nick is realizing, this girl makes a lot of jokes. She makes a lot of jabs. And sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's not. And I just want to bring back their time in Cabo because some people were saying she shouldn't take the joke that deep, like whatever. My thing was, yes, she has insecurities that she's projecting, but the bigger issue was the fact that Nick was making Hannah the butt of the joke. And oftentimes, if the person is not in on the joke, they don't find it funny. And here, we find that Nick has now become the butt of Hannah's jokes, and he's not finding it funny. Now, Hannah, we know that Hannah likes to add a little adobo. She's mean. She's mean to him, and even her brother is like, yeah, she be mean. Oh my gosh. At this point in the episode, I was wondering why she's so high strung. We learn later But Hannah, respectfully, if you want to give it, you got to be able to take it. And we already know that you can't take it, so don't give it. Also, Hannah joking about him being a bitch boy? Sister, that's not nice. That's not nice. And Nick is trying to save face, but he don't like that. Don't do that. Taylor tells Garrett that the way he stepped up and really comforted Monica after... And you know what? If I was not Steven Ja. If I was, what is this man's name? Garrett. I wouldn't even do all that for Steven. Because wasn't Steven making it... Oh, my brain is moving so fast. Wasn't Steven making it seem as if, Garrett just thinks differently. And Garrett is this, and Garrett is that. It's the same Garrett who now wants to check on you after you were being grimy behind the scenes. Imagine that. But anyways, Taylor's like, the way you stepped up, the way you comforted her, that's my motherfucking man.
I was like, oh my God, that's my man. How, I think, empathetic you are. She was incredibly grateful. I was incredibly grateful. It was super hot.
Oh wait, you're gonna marry this person. Things that my parents are saying to me, I struggle to tell you.
I don't take any of it personally.
Good.
I loved hearing this conversation between them. Garrett was saying that his family has expressed concerns, and I like that he was honest about that. He said, they're not quite sold, but I'm also not gonna expose them like that because it is a family matter, and I want to keep that to ourselves. I like that. I think how you treat your family, how you treat other people is indicative of how you plan on treating your partner. And he seems like the person who's going to respect the sanctity of his relationship and not just put everything on Friend Street. Even Taylor was like, I appreciate that you're not just exposing everything that's going on with your family, because that is an intimate conversation and you are entitled to want to keep that to yourself. I liked it. Now, it's kind of funny because in the pods, when she was keeping things to herself, he called her calculated, but neither here nor there. I still liked it. He says that if his parents were to say no, he still plans on following through with the wedding. She can't really reciprocate that. She says if her parents are not with it, she might not be with it. That's a reality for some people. Some people really need their parents' approval before they choose to get married to someone. So I can't really falter on that. Back to the whole how you treat people is indicative of how you treat your partner. This is why I'm confused why Ashley didn't inquire more when Tyler was like, people will say things, but whatever, don't believe them. No, why are they saying those things? And why were you not convicted to just treat people nicer? He didn't even deny that these people, what these people could potentially say. He was saying, don't believe them, but also, I didn't have a reason to be nice to them. So why would you have a reason to be nice to me? You just met me. Nah, man. We got to see Alex's apartment. The girl said she was messy. But this is messy.
Okay.
I don't know how this happened, actually.
You have a really big mirror.
I do.
Too bad we can't see it.
Welcome to my home.
It's okay. Everything's fine.
I'm realizing now that I didn't talk about Tim's apartment. Was it a house or an apartment? I think it was an apartment. But his apartment was so nice. Outside of them cheesy little portraits of him and his dog, I was like, what a great bachelor pad. Because oftentimes we see, remember that guy? What was his name? Not Connor. What was his name? I forget his name. But he had doo-doo stains in the toilet. Or was it straight up doo-doo in the toilet? The point is, he has a really good apartment. He being Tim. I think the apartments or the houses that rival his, I really like Brett's. And I really liked Cameron's house. He had a house at the time, right? Yeah. To go from that to then Alex's apartment, I said, they're definitely going to clash on cleanliness. And she says that she's not dirty, but somebody can see this as dirty. She did warn him that she would have her clothes all over the place. But sister, this is a lot. This is a lot. Ramses gets to meet Marissa's mom, and number one, why does Ramses look more like a sibling than Marissa does? Okay, and number two, why are they all shading the mama? What the heck?
All of our dads can make a volleyball team.
Yeah. You guys look like siblings. It's kind of weird.
We don't look like siblings. She thinks I'm evil, but
She is a bitch.
he's seen it.
No, I've seen it.
He's seen me try to boss him.
My dad passed away when I was 20. So I went to college, but I dropped out.
They've all worked hard. They all live on their own. She has worked too hard to get fucked over between her father, her stepfather.
I have no problems with like a prenup. Like I'm not here for
She
like,
don't have any money right now.
like I'm not here for her money. Are
Yeah.
you giving me your blessing right now? Is that what this is?
You don't get her blessing unless y'all do a prenup.
Well, I don't need her blessing.
So we get some more insight on potentially why Marissa would have joined the military. Of course, we know that she was a military brat, but her sister shares that they were so poor, they had to use socks as mittens. So I can imagine coming up, seeing, you know, this rough life that you're having and thinking that one way to guarantee some security in life is to join the military. My friend, should I say her? No, I'm not gonna say her name. She's been on this channel though. My friend was considering the army for similar reasons, like just security, you know? And you know, I feel my way about the military, but I can understand somebody being in a position where either they feel convicted enough to want to serve or they want to create some security for themselves and for their family. It makes sense. Marissa was not lying when she said that her mom's biggest issue was going to be whether or not the man that she matches up with is going to break her heart, okay? Mama is like, I don't want you mooching off of my daughter, so you need to get a prenup. I said, mooching off of what? She is in school, but potential earnings and all that stuff, like, sure. Ramses is taking it on the chin. He's like, I didn't come for financial security, so if she wants a prenup, we can get a prenup or whatever. But mom is so like, I can't find the word right now, but she's so, you know, she's pessimistic about marriage. She's pessimistic about like true love kind of thing. She feels like anybody can screw anyone over. Marissa has been screwed over by her dad, by her stepdad, by previous partners. She doesn't want to see that pattern repeat. So I understand the mom's like determination to make sure that her daughter isn't done dirty. Like, I hear it. I get it. She also is in support of their relationship though. She won't give her blessing because she doesn't feel like marriage is a lifelong commitment. She feels like marriage is good until it's not good, and then people divorce and then they do it again, I guess, which, well, I guess that's one way to look at it. But yeah, at the end of the day, she's like, I love my daughter, and even though we clash, I want the best for her. So if she wants to be with you, then I will support it. But if you do her dirty, I will castrate you. And honestly, I believe her. This is the energy that I wanted from Papa Ashley. Like, come on. Ramses hasn't even given, well, it's not like Tyler was showing any red flags either, but Ramses hasn't given as many red flags as Tyler has. But even the mama was like, I will slit your throat in the night if you dare. I wanted Papa Ashley to have some of that energy. I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad. Nick meets Hannah's parents, and I'm thinking, there could be a strain here in the family, because why did she meet with her brother separately? And also the brother said that he only felt comfortable, well, I don't know about only, but he felt comfortable coming out to Hannah first because she's always been a I don't give a F kind of person. So I'm thinking, is there like an estranged relationship there? And if there is, it kind of adds light to why Hannah had to fend for herself at such a young age too.
She's very cool and easy to talk to and connect with, and set herself apart from like the other 14.
He grew on me. Yeah, he did.
I need a strong woman in my life, like for a wife. Like, could be a little too much.
Are y'all not gonna grill him or what?
I mean, it's done.
You're the one that has to be stuck with him for the next.
Yeah, stuck with it.
You know, whatever she says goes.
We know.
I'm easy to fall in love with.
Oh my God. Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I'm sure when I say yes.
Yeah.
There's just like characteristics and things he does that
You gotta decide what
You know,
you can live
what
with
is
and what
worth.
you can't.
If that was the case,
we would have thrown you out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Watching Hannah's parents, I was thinking, now why is Hannah so high strung? Because her parents couldn't be more chill. And I don't know if that's come with time, because ain't this the same woman who was locking up the cabinets so that Hannah couldn't snack and get fat? Like, ain't that the same lady? But now they're sitting here in front of Hannah like, everything's cool, girl. You like him? Great, we love him. Why are you so stressed, Hannah? Hannah, you need to chill out. Hannah, you need to be nicer to him. Hannah, you're doing a lot. I'm like, nah. Something must have happened in this family. Like, of course, they're not going to put it on Front Street on Netflix, but Hannah does have some self-reflection, and she says that she has been putting Nick through the ringer. We find out at some point, I don't remember if it was here or later on, that she started working at 15 and started living on her own at 18 because she was cut off. She was cut off by these people. Now, I don't know if this is regular in white families, but like cut off? To me, that's wild. In my family, I would have been able to still be living at my parents' house just because, like, in Zim families, there isn't no pressure to push the kids out of the house. Like, Zim meaning Zimbabwean. There isn't that thing. Just cut off like that? That's rough. 18, you're still a baby. So I can see why she's so like, no, I have put myself in such a position to be as established as I am. And whether or not I have a job, I still got a lot going on for myself. Like, I hear it. I hear it. She's a no-nonsense babe, and it's of no fault of her own. Like, her parents made her that way. So she needs a man who's going to get with it or get gone. She also has to stop nitpicking, though, because you're going to ruin a good thing off of your projection. Like, sis, the man hasn't given you a reason to nag like this. Like this. Some stuff you can nag about because, come on, man, pick up your weight around the house. But she's mean to him, and that's unnecessary. Garrett meets Taylor's friends, and the move comes up again. Essentially, he's becoming more and more sure of the idea to move across country. The friends do realize that he would be sacrificing a lot, and they just want to make sure that he is content with that decision. It sounds like he plans on doing it, as hard as it will be. On live, we were speculating on whether, what's his name? I just said it. It's gone out of my head. What's your name? Garrett. Lord have mercy. On whether or not Garrett's glow up was due to the fact that he was married or single. Now it's kind of giving married, especially if they plan on going to California. This is giving Cali. Is this not giving Cali? This is giving Cali to me. Marissa and Ramsey's debrief after meeting up with her mom and siblings, and he's like, yeah, my family meeting would be quite different than what we just experienced. Then they talk about family planning. And again, I ask myself, what the hell were y'all talking about in the pods?
What's your timeline on kids? 3 to 5 years still?
Probably closer like to 4.
I don't think I want to try having kids at like
After
37.
That. Very minimum 3 years. Do you enjoy condom sex?
Yeah, I didn't really want to go back on birth control is the thing. I think we could definitely have condom sex and it'd be fine.
Sex is supposed to be like mutually enjoyable. If I wear one, it's just not.
But we could raw dog it.
It's not really enjoyable, baby.
Marissa doesn't want to have kids in 4 years. She wants to have kids in like a year or 2. And it's not to say that having kids will definitely ruin your career. I'm thinking in my head, if you are just starting out, isn't it beneficial for you to hold off on having kids? I do understand, fertility. You take in fertility, you take in your age, you take in whatever trajectory you have for yourself, all of that. But I'm thinking his timeline kind of works with where your life seems to be going as well. However, like I said in the first few episodes, I think that the woman's timeline is what should be adhered to. And you just find a woman who matches your timeline. That's what I believe. Just because of what our bodies go through, you gonna follow my timeline, okay? Okay. He says that he hates condom sex. It's not pleasurable, and he doesn't like the fact that she's content with condom sex because enjoying sex needs to be a mutual thing. So she's like, well, we could raw dog it and risk it all because I'm not getting on birth control. don't match. Fundamentally, they don't match. They disagree on so many things. I'm gonna have to watch the pods back because, like, how did we get here? So he was like, no, I don't want to have kids until about 4 years from now. I don't want to have condom sex. Okay, she's like, I'm not going on birth control, so you're either gonna pull out and risk it, or we're just gonna have the baby. Like, I don't understand how they didn't talk about this before. And another thing, you cannot be out here creating a fuss because you don't want to have condom sex, but you also don't want to have kids. You don't want to have them kids? Put the condom on and shut up. This whole go with the flow thing is going to ultimately be their demise. And if they end up being married, I feel like it'll end in divorce. I don't want to put divorce on nobody. But we already know how the mama feels about divorce anyway. She's like, listen, marriage ain't that big of a deal. So if it doesn't work out, you just cut things off and go about your business. But yeah, these two, y'all should have never been together. Because outside of sex, what are they compatible on? Damn near nothing. And not even the sex at this point. Hannah meets Nick's family, and I don't know if she's had a change of heart since meeting up with her family. I don't know if she's performing or whatever, but she's singing a different tune today.
I'm ridiculous.
Cool.
This is beautiful.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Oh,
thank you.
Very beautiful.
Thank
and your
you.
hands are beautiful. You guys are going to have beautiful children.
Got beautiful skin, too.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Yeah. Probably the most popular Cuban food. Uh-huh. You passed the test.
It's good.
How'd she pick you? She forced me to grow in so many areas.
She's pushing me now.
Good. You're growing up.
Nick's dad says that he also had to grow up after he met Nick's mom, right? And it sucks because I just had this conversation with my mom literally last night, literally. And she was saying that with a lot of men, unfortunately, because I was sharing how frustrating it is to either feel like you have to raise some of these guys out here or deal with unserious men, or how are we supposed to find a man who leads when the men aren't giving characteristics of a man who would lead, you know? And she, mind you, she's been married for over 30 years. And I don't believe that longevity means health or nothing like that. But I do look up to my parents' marriage. And she was like, honestly, a lot of men out here, they do have some growing up to do when they get into relationships. So some of them, you just gotta see the material and see if you could work with it. God forbid. I mean, I'm a work in progress too, so I need to give grace. I need to extend grace because I would like grace to be extended to me. Yes. But it's just rough. And he has so much going. Some stuff you would think are just intuitive and he just doesn't get it. But anyways, the dad says he had to grow up, and so it's time for him to grow up too. Yes, it is time for him to grow up. The family is like, listen, even if y'all don't work out, Hannah, you're welcome here anytime. Like, you're a great girl. We want to keep you around. Love that for her, honestly. She seems like the type who yearns for acceptance. So the fact that the family just brought her in with open arms, it's great. It's really good for her. I think this is where they talked about her being on her own since she was 18. And I'm like, yeah, I can understand why she's just so particular. She's had to be for almost 10 years now, you know, and she's still young. Why would she want to regress, you know? If she's been able to fend for herself all this time, you need to bring somebody into your life who's able to match, if not surpass, what you got going on already. Like, I hear it. She needs to be nicer. But in context, I understand where all of this is coming from. We finally get to I don't even have words because I'm still befuddled by how this went down. So they had an off-camera conversation. Sorry, Ashley and Tyler had an off-camera conversation about these kids. And according to Tyler, he is just a sperm donor and he is not involved in these kids' lives.
We've talked about kids every day. You trying to help a couple have kids. What are their genders?
2 girls and a boy.
It's not your kid. Kids. but they are your kids. And it's with someone that you know. Who are these people? I just feel like I should know that. Here are the documents that say, like, I'm uninvolved. You have yet to show me anything. I was not getting the full picture of you.
I'll get you whatever you need. If you need your space, you got your space. At the end of the day, like I said, I respect you and I want you to be happy. I'll fight until you tell me to stop fighting. I really am sorry.
I can't stand it.
Now, I feel like we can really get into the nitty gritty on what's been going on online. So some women came out of the woodwork, like he predicted, and said he's a liar, he's a thief, and he got 3 kids, okay? Now, apparently he goes around lying about the fact that he's involved in these kids' lives. He either says he's a sperm donor or he says, I don't have kids at all. We talked on live yesterday about how far true that is not. And according to his baby mama's Instagram, he was very much so involved. Very much so involved. Holidays. He was at the hospital when these kids were born. Like, even his mother considers them her grandkids. Like, you the baby daddy. You the baby daddy. And allegedly, he owes $8,000 because a lady lended him $10K for rent and he only paid back $2,000. So she made a civil case about that. Apparently, he owes $30K. This is all alleged. Okay. Apparently, he owes $30,000 in back child support. And on top of that, another story that has been coming out, and maybe another story will come out by the time that this episode goes out, this video. While he was in the pods, he had a lady on the side, and he was asking to stay over at her house while he was supposed to be staying with Ashley. I do not know how in the hell this plot is continuing to thicken, but the plot thickens, y'all. Storytime with Ricky on TikTok has been chronicling this whole thing, and she said that Tyler's ex-fiance back in 2017 shared that the reason why their engagement was broken off was because the first conceived child happened without her knowledge, and it was that the lady who had the child was a mutual friend. And so she's there congratulating the lady on the pregnancy, not knowing that it's her fiance's baby. So knowing all that we know now, look at Tyler in this interview with Pay Your Weight. Look at how smug. Look at, oh my, wow, men can lie. And that's a meme before anybody starts to get upset that I'm saying all men are liars.
You already know what we finna talk about, boo. So I need to know, I want to know, did you disclose on your application, about the kids that you had?
No, on the application, it's not disclosed on there.
Okay, so what was your thought process of the timing that you took to actually let her know, about the kids?
Yeah, so there was no set time frame. I think, there was never going to be a right time to let Ashley know. It was hard to figure that out and navigate. I just didn't want to talk about it on camera. So when the time came, I brought it up off camera. It was her request to talk about it on camera. And I was okay with that.
Never a right time, Tyler. Never a right time. How about before you propose? I think that's a great time. Actually, I forgot. His last fiance didn't know either. Of course, he wasn't going to tell Ashley. Ashley's a better woman than me, I tell ya. Well, at this point, it seems like she didn't even know how deep this thing went. She was saying that she was looking for documentation of the fact that he's not involved. Babe, you're not going to find it because it doesn't exist. Them his kids. Those are his kids. I feel so bad for Ashley. Because she really is that ride-or-die chick that her dad said that she was. But, damn, I forgot to change the background of my lighting. Let me change it real quick. She doesn't even know what she's getting into, child. Oh, God. She has no idea. Tyler is a menace. A menace. A thief. A liar. But this man, let me call him a man, child, is gonna sit up here and pray and make it seem like, oh, he's such a changed man. Whatever people say about him, it's all lies. It's not just Wow, DMV, all y'all be scamming? Is that what y'all do in the DMV? Y'all be scamming? I I'm ready to see the rest of these episodes, and I'm ready to sip the tea. Okay? On live, we discussed going live again on Sunday. So y'all make sure that you're there because we're gonna spill some tea, okay? As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.